Good afternoon, students. The screen is visible. So yesterday we discussed about extreme programming. So it was created by Ken Beck in 1996. It is one of the software development framework of Agile model. So it is used to improve the software quality. So here we are using pair programming. Okay. So this is the structure of extreme programming: planning, design, coding, testing. So I revised yesterday topic. So planning, here users have some features and requirements. Those are stored in index card, that is called values. Then we have to accept the test criteria. Then we start with iteration plan. Then we move to the design. In this simple design, this is responsibility collaboration, class responsibility collaboration, CRC cards we are using here, and then move to the spike cards, sorry, spike solutions. So is there any problem in the any risk solve the using spike solutions or spike programming? Then we move for coding. So in coding, we have pair programming. Pair programming means two people work on the same code, and then we move to the refactoring. Internal coding will change, but it will affect the external coding, or any modification internal coding will refactoring. And then we move to unit test. We are already told you every project is split into different units. So each unit separated, tested separately. Then after all the units are tested, then we have to continuous integration them. So after testing, we have to integrate them. Then move to the testing. So here testing, acceptance testing. So acceptance testing means once after coding testing, then we have to move for acceptance test. This means that how our project is accepted by the end user, what are the requirements there, all these are included in the software. So that is acceptance testing. Okay. Okay, CRC, class responsibility collaborator, I already told you. Then move to software increment. Everybody know about software increment. Every time you have to update the software, each iteration. So these are the extreme programming core values: communication, face-to-face communication, and also take feedback from the customer. Then move to the simplicity. The design is very simple, so it is easy to understand and also modified, and anything if the design is simple. And responsibility, everybody means project that has responsibility to take the about the project, and also courage. Is there any risk occur, you have to courage to tell that risk, or you have to skip that and move to the another module that is about courage. Last one, respect. Encourage making hard decisions and also fix features. In courage, admit mistakes. Last one, respect. Motivated employers here, and also you have to give extra benefits to the employees. So this is give the respect to them. So this is the extreme programming. So some of the practice of extreme programming: planning, small release, metaphor. Okay. So Small release means time between the release of the module should be as short as possible. That is small release. Then simple design. So in simple design, the design used for the practical implementation should always be simple. Then metaphor. So this term used to describe the corresponding software element reflects the real world terminology. So it reflects the real world terminology. Just like calculate gross pay or hourly salary, those are the real world terminology. Then move for testing. Testing is done at the same time as coding. So the test inputs expected and expected results should be scripted. Here two types of testing are needed here. One is unit testing, another one is function testing. In unit testing, which focuses on the code written by developer. Here we focus on the code written by the developer, and in function testing, checks the correctness of the particular feature according to the customer requirement. That is functional testing. Then refactoring. So it is the process of changing the software system in such a way that it does not alter the external behavior of the code and improve its internal structure. That is called as a refactoring. Okay. Then move for pair programming. So actually pair programming. So here software code is written by pair of developers. So already pair programming means software code is written by pair of developers. Two programs work together at one workstation. So one programmer actually types the code, and other programmer observe and also make comments and give suggestions about the work done by the first programmer. Okay, that is about pair programming. So after some time, the developers swap their roles. So now first person observe comments and give suggestions, then second person write the code. That is about pair programming. Okay, so yesterday I discussed all these topics. So I am today we discussed about what are the advantages and the disadvantages in pair programming. Then move to the collective ownership, continuous integration of 40 hours work on-site customer coding standards. Okay, so I am waiting for other students. Other students, they are not till yet joined. So I am waiting for them. So please read these 12 practices of XP. So far topics are clear. Please write a message. My voice is audible and my screen is visible to everyone. Please write a message in chat box. Is it okay? Then I move advantage and disadvantage of pair program. Okay, okay, thank you. So here what are the advantages? Here two heads are better than one. So because we are using pair programming for two customers or two people. So here two people are more likely to answer the following questions. These people are answering the question. First one, is this whole approach going to work? And what are some test cases that may not work yet? They have to answer this question. And also, is there a way to simplify this? So these are the advantages in pair programming. Some disadvantages in pair programming. Many tasks really don't require two programmers. Some tasks only require one programmer. So this is another disadvantage in pair programming. And a hard sell to the customer. So it is hard to sell to the customer. So in pair programming, and another disadvantage is not for everyone. This pair programming is not for everyone. Okay. So next move to collective ownership. So the idea that all the developers own all of the code. So developers own of all the code. So here enables refactoring. In collective ownership enables refactoring. Okay. So in collective ownership, this is the real so this is the real corollary of pair programming. So that is the team as a whole takes the collective responsibility for the code in the system. So in pair programming, only two people are take responsibility in the code. In collective ownership, all the team has a whole responsibility. Take responsibility for the code in the system. So the team whole takes collective responsibility for the code in collective ownership. Okay. Then in this so in this collective ownership, not only the one who is mainly writing the code, instead the responsibility must be taken by the entire team. Okay, see here responsibility is taken by the entire team. Not like pair programming, only two people are joined. That is not the correct case. So here all the team will take care about the code. Okay, team, whole team will take care about the code. So in this, what are the advantages? So here helps mitigate the loss of team member leaving. So it helps them in loss of any team member leave. Also, there are a lot of people in team, so this is another advantage. And also promotes developers to take responsibility for the system as a whole rather than parts of the system. So here developer will take whole responsibility of the system. So some of the disadvantages here is loss of accountability. In collective ownership, loss of the accountability is one disadvantage, and also limitation to how much of a large system that an individual can practically own. That is one of the disadvantages in ownership. So here is there any limitations of large system that an individual can partially own? This is one of the disadvantages. Next, move to the continuous integration. Here new features and changes are worked into the system immediately. So continuous integration means new features and changes into the system immediately. And also here code is not worked on without being integrated for more than a day. So here code is not worked on without being integrated for more than a day. Okay, so in continuous integration, as the changes are made to the software units, integrated tests are done regularly. Okay, regularly one a day to ensure that components are working well together. So you have to integrate tests are done regularly once a day because to ensure the components are working well together or not, we have to continuous integrate them. So this is about continuous integration. Then we move to advantages and disadvantages. So advantages is reduces to lengthy process. It will reduce the lengthy process and also enables the small religious practice. It enables the small religious practice. Then disadvantage is the one day limit is not always practical. So here one day limit is not always practical. And then another disadvantage is reduce the importance of a well thought out architecture. Here we have to reduce the importance of a well thought out architecture. Okay, then we move to 40-hour work week. So here the work week should be limited to 40 hours only. And regular overtime is a symptom of a problem and not a long-term solution. So here we are not take overtime after 40 hours exceed. So it is a looks like a symptom of a problem and not a long-term solution. So in this it points out that working excessive hours can lead to ill health and be generally counterproductive. Okay, here the principle is that normally developer should not work more than 40 hours a week. But it is a realistic to accept that sometimes there is a need for overtime work to deal with the particular problem. So, but overtime should not be continued for 2 weeks in a 2 weeks. Okay, but overtime should not continue for 2 weeks. Okay, so in XP, 40 hours is strictly applied. In this, we don't want to do overtime work. So in XP, it is a strict rule. Only have to work 40 hours per week. Okay, only 40 hours per week. So then move for advantages. So most developers lose effectiveness past 40 hours. And also values placed on the developers' well-being. And management is forced for find real solutions. So because they give only 40 hours week, so here management is forced to find real solutions. This is one of the advantages in 40 hours week. Then disadvantages. So one of the disadvantages is the 40 hours is a magic number. So some will like to work more than 40 hours. So some people like to work more than 40. This is one of the disadvantages. And the underlying principle is flawed. Okay. So these are the disadvantages in 40-hour work week. Then move to on-site customer. Just like the title says, acts to steer the project and give quick and continuous feedback to the development team. That is on-site customer. Okay, so fast and effective communication is achieved by interacting with the customer. That is online communication with the customer. So fast and effective communication is achieved by interacting with customers. So what are the advantages of on-site customer? So it can give quick and knowledgeable answers to real development questions. And also make sure that what is the development, and also sure that what is developed is what is needed. So that is another advantage. And also functionality is prioritized correctly. Here functionality is prioritized. It will give priorities, priority 1, priority 2. So it is correctly. Then disadvantages. So difficult to get an on-site customers. Every time it is difficult to get an on-site customer. That is one of the disadvantage. The on-site customer that is given may not be fully knowledgeable about what the company. So this is another disadvantage. And also may not have authority to make many decisions. They don't have authority to make many decisions. And also another disadvantage is a loss of work to the customer company. So here loss of work to the customers company. So this is about on-site customer. Then move to the coding standards. So here all code should look the same. Here all code should look the same, and also it should not possible to determine who coded what based on the code itself. Okay. So this is about coding statement. Some of the advantages are reduce the amount of time developers spend reformatting other people's code. So it reduces the time, and also reduce the need for internal commenting. So it reduces the time for internal commenting, and also advantage is call for clear and anonymous code. It's call for clear and anonymous code. And coding standard, the disadvantage is here degrading the quality of inline documentation. Here degrading the quality of inline documentation. This is the disadvantage of coding standard. So these are the 12 practices of XP programming. So far all understand about XP programming. Any doubt or any queries? Then I move to advantages. Then I move to the advantages of XP. So here in the what are the advantages of XP means large products are divided into manageable amounts. Okay. Also here reduced cost and time required for project realization. These are the advantages. And also XP team saves a lot of money. XP team saves a lot of money because they don't use too much documentation. Okay, so some other advantages are fewer document is required here, and also here another advantage is collaboration with customers and flexibility to developers. It is very flexible for the software is flexible. This model is flexible to developers, and it is easy to okay. And in this simplicity is another advantage of extreme extreme programming project. Okay, I told you about simplicity. Simple design or simple code. So in the XP is reduce the risk related to the programming. So advantage is it reduces the risk related to the programming. Normally programming depends a lot on individual key team members. So in XP using module structures and pair programming, XP spreads the risk and mitigate the dependence on individuals. Here we are using pair programming, okay. And in software, simplicity always bring quality and contributes the robustness, okay. So by bringing simplicity, XP managed to create faster software with less defects. Okay, so these are the advantages of XP. Then move to the disadvantages. Here XP programming mainly focused on the code rather than on design. So that is one of the disadvantage. And also XP required a detailed planning from the start due to changing cost and scope. Okay, you have to require details before planning, before start planning. Okay. And also XP does not measure or plan quality assurance of coding. So this is the disadvantage, and it in XP depends heavily on customers interaction. That is main disadvantage. It depends on customers interaction, and here transfer of technology to new team members may be quite challenging due to lack of documentation. Due to data language, it is difficult to transfer technology to a new team member. And in this, to convince developers to accept this tough practice is not always easy. So it requires more discipline in the team and devotion of your customers. So your project manager might experience difficulties related with the practice that changes during the life cycle. You have to experience the difficulties. Project management experience the difficulties during the life cycle. And another disadvantage is XP is practiced with pair programming, which might usually lead to too much duplication of code and data. So here we are using pair programming, so that lead to too much duplication of code and data. So this is about disadvantages of XP. So far clear? Any doubt regarding extreme programming? Please write a message in chat box. Otherwise, I move to next again method. What is Scrum means here? Scrum is a team. So you are using your teamwork is the best for solving the projects. So see here, Scrum is a framework that helps team work together, just like a rugby team. So training for the big game. All of you know about rugby team. So here Scrum that helps team work together. So its framework means it's a framework that design the teams work together. That is a Scrum. So here Scrum encourages team to learn through experience and self-organizing while working on a problem and reflect on their wins and losses to continuously improve. So Scrum is a framework or a model. It is not a process. And Scrum is a well-balanced framework. And all its parts are needed in order to be effective. Okay. See here, last point, Scrum does not tell you how to do things. It tells you what needs to be done and lets you figure out how to do it. So that is the Scrum. So here, understanding Scrums here, this is what is Scrum, work in our functional team. Okay. Again, we have project management. When there is a call, Scrum call, a team-based collaborate approach. So all the people are collaborate here. Third diagram, collaborate, planning, and so here they use iterative and incremental development. So Scrum is a iterative and incremental development. After increment development, then again they restart their work, always focus to delivery business values. This is the Scrum. Okay. Clear. So see here, it is one of many iterative and incremental software development agile process for managing product development. I already told it is a agile model. This is a iterative and incremental software. All of you familiar, all of you know about iterative and incremental. Okay. Next, it is a framework within which provides, it is a framework within which people can address complex adaptive problems while productively and creatively delivering products of the highest possible values. So it is a framework, okay, and it is based on multiple small teams working in an and independent manner. So they are working in an intense or independent manner. The team in the organization work together while constantly focusing on their common interest. Okay, they are focusing on the common interest. See here, this is the server. Later I will discuss product owner separately, team, Scrum master. So present just I am giving brief introduction about Scrum framework. Okay. See here, see the diagram here. See here, product owner. So here, product owner take input from end users or customers or team or managers or other stakeholders, some other people. So product manager owner take the features or requirements from users. Users may be customer, team, manager, any other one stakeholders. All the product owner has the take features or requirements from the users. Okay, then he stores the requirements in product backlog. This is we call it as a product backlog. In this, the product owner take the features of requirements from the user and ask them the priority. So which one you want first? So he take product owner take the priorities from the users. So here prioritized list what is required, a feature or bugs to fix and so on, that are priority stored in product backlog. That priority wise stored in product backlog. Then here see here the team. So here Scrum team. So here Scrum team includes financial specialist, coding specialist, or testing specialist. All are including in this team. So this team select starting at top as much as it can commit to develop the end of sprint. So here this team take the priority first element from the priority list, or take some of the elements from product backlog. That's we call it as sprint planning meet. So in sprint planning, the most prioritized list will taken in the sprint planning meeting. Okay, so a sprint is nothing but it is one increment. The sprint is a one increment. It works like increment. Sprint will take 1 to 4 weeks sprint, 4 weeks time. In some textbooks 2 to 4 weeks it will take time. So once in sprint planning, then it will move to the sprint. So once the task is entering to the sprint, so it will take either 1 to 4 weeks of sprint. So actually why we using Scrum means in previous models, what we are doing is actually in previous model first we have to move discuss with the customer, then we have to move to the planning stage, then after planning, modeling, after modeling, then testing, then deployment. So here Scrum, once you communicate with the customer, then you directly move to the planning, coding, all this in 1 week time only. So you don't at the same time only have to work for in planning only start with the code then test. That's why we use Scrum. Scrum is very fast in planning. When we are dealing with the customer at the same after they told their futures, then we start our work with the code, then test. So that is the very fast in the sprint planning. So here, see here, this is a Scrum Master. So we are prioritize list is stored in the sprint planning. That is start work in sprint in one increment. Then Scrum Manager has identify has take responsibility for every 24 hours. What is the status of the project? How many weeks will require or how much work you have completed? All these are handled by Scrum Master. So in 21 sprint, we have to make a daily stand-up meeting with the developers. That is the 1 to sprint to include 24-hour sprint. Then we have to move daily meeting with them, and then the sprint will review the status of the project. Then it will give to sprint retrospective. So this is one. This is about framework. So we later classes we discussed about what is product owner and what just I am briefly explaining the what is the process of the Scrum. Later we discuss all these individual topics separately. Okay. Clear so far? So actually sprint is a short time box period when a Scrum, this is Scrum team works to complete a set of amount of work. So this is nothing but a short time box period when a Scrum team works to complete the work. So that is called as a sprint. So then move to Scrum versus XP. So already explained about Scrum and already discussed about XP. See a difference. Here we are using in Scrum sprint, in XP increment. Okay. So here we are discussed with product backlog. The product owner gives the product backlog list. Here we are using user stories, features and requirements, communicate with the customer. So it will take 30 days. It will take only 15 days. And in this team member meet every day. In this nothing. So in this no pair programming, in XP pair programming. Clear? So this is the Scrum versus XP. Then I move to the framework. So this framework contains mainly rolls, ceramics and artifacts. Okay. So today we discussed about roles. So roles are product owner, scrum master, team. Already discussed in diagram. So I will explain with a brief about the product owner. So in this Scrum model is a project. In Scrum model, a project is divided into small work. Okay, small work parts that are incrementally developed and delivered over time box that are called, time box that are called, I already told, sprints. Okay. So each sprint is typically up to 2 to 4 weeks long or 1 to 4 weeks long. And at the end of each sprint, the stakeholders and the team members meet to access the developed software. After end, the stakeholders and the team members are ready to access the developed software. And also here, stakeholders may suggest changes and improvements is that they feel might necessary. The stakeholders suggest and changes and improvements so that they feel might necessary. So in each sprint, the increment of the software are developed and client feedback is obtained after each sprint. So each sprint, increment of software is developed and also client feedback is obtained after each sprint. So here key role and responsibilities of Scrum are product owner, Scrum master and team member. So here product owner represents customers perspectives and guides the team towards building the right software. Here product owner represent the customer perspectives and guide the team towards building the right software. So here in various meetings, product owner takes the responsibility of communicating with customer. Okay, here product owner takes responsibility of communicating with customer view to develop team. Okay, at the end of every sprint, the product owner defines the features of the software to be developed in the next sprint. So once the one sprint the project is delivered to, then he always before after delivering he tell about the customer in the next sprint the features of the software to be developed in the next sprint. So a product owner, okay. So in product owner creates a product backlog and a white list of tasks that needed to be prioritized in a project. I already told you product owner take features from the features are required from the customer and he prepare a prioritized list. And also product owner decides release date and content. Decide the release date and content, and here prioritize features according to market value. So he prioritize the features according to market value, and also product owner accept or reject work result. In this product owner, possibly a product manager and a product project sponsor. Here product owner decide future release date, prioritization and so on. So here product owner, this role have vision what they want to build. Product owner can be the person who has strong knowledge of the system user. So product owner will be a single person. He can have a team. Although he will be responsible to answer the question, not his team. And product owner, he or she defines features of the product. And also product owner decides the release date and corresponding features. Here they prioritize the features according to market value and profitable of the product. He or she is responsible for the profitable of the product. And also here she can accept or reject work item result. So this is about a product owner. Then move to Scrum Master. So he acts as a project manager for the project. So Scrum Master acts as a project manager for the project. So the responsibility of Scrum Master is to ensure that the team should work collectively, and also he acts as a liaison between the customer and between the customer team and facilitate the development work. He also facilitates the development work. Then, so Scrum Master conducts a daily meeting. Here ensure that the team is full functional and productive, and also shield the team from external interfaces. That work done by the Scrum Master, and also responsible for management of the project. Scrum Master is responsible for management of the project. Here, typically a project manager is a team leader. Here, responsible for enacting Scrum values and practices. Here, Scrum Master caretaker of the Scrum processes which are going on. He has to take care of the process which are going on, and Scrum responsible to remove those obstacles that can cause problem in the creative development. And also Scrum Master organize the team meeting to deal with the critical problem. Is there any critical problem? Scrum Master organizing the Scrum meeting. And it also organizer to deal with, and also it also makes the process run smoothly. So it also makes the process run smoothly. So here he or she manages the team and look after the team's productivity. This is the work done by Scrum Master. And also here she maintains the block list and remove barriers in the development. And here she coordinates with all roles and functions. And this work also done by the Scrum Master. And also here she shield team from external interfaces. And also another work is inverse to the daily Scrum, sprint review and planning meeting. So this is about Scrum Master. Tomorrow we will discuss about team, then ceramics and artifacts. So far clear? Any doubt? Please write a message in chat box. Tomorrow we will discuss about ceramics and artifacts, and then move to the so far we clear all the life cycle models. Tomorrow we will move to the next topic in second unit. So far clear? So write a message in chat box. No doubts? Okay, today I am ending the session. So thank you.